Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So today is really a very exciting video and I have a new product to share with you and I'm super excited about that. So the new product is by JDiction and it is something really unique. It is a brush on silicone mold making kit. So we have our old traditional ways of making mold like this with liquid latex. Yeah, it's been very old way, but I haven't seen any silicone that has been used for brushing on and you make an instant mold with it. So this is the kit, and in the kit we have two silicone brush and then we have the silicone liquid. Just hold on, I'm going to take it out. I'm just showing you the brushes here. So these are the bottles. So it's part A and part B, and it's you have to measure it by 1 to 1. So it is similar to mixing the silicone. It is a silicone, but it cures in 10 to 15 minutes. So these are the instructions. You just have to follow them. So you can make mold of any 3D shape. In the instructions, it is a snowman that they had made a mold out of it. I am going to make a mold out of this one. It is very intricate sort of coaster. So I'm going to make this one. So let's start. It's simply easy. It's 1 to 1. The thing is that it is a very high viscosity silicone. So that's the reason it cures really fast. So if you're working with it, make sure that everything is ready and you have to work with it a bit faster. So here I'm going to take the both parts. So the first one, I'm going to brush it on because it is the critical part where I have to put the silicone in every places, and I'm not going to mix a lot larger quantity. It is going to be a thin layer that is the first coat. So it is a thick viscosity, so you will get a lot of bubbles, but it will not affect the final result. And you have to mix it for 3 minutes. After mixing it for 3 minutes, this is how it's looking like. I'm just showing you that it is really thick. Here I'm going to take the silicone brush and I'm going to dip it, and then I'm going to apply onto the coaster. I was really thinking of what to do, but take any simple 3D shape, anything, but I'm just going to put it to a test, and instead of this, I am using this intricate resin mold coaster here. So this is going to be the first layer, and now I'm going to apply it all over the coaster. And after that, I will leave this to dry for around 15 minutes. So this is after 15 minutes. It is all cured. I mixed some more silicone here. So I'm working in layers. Now I'm taking this tool and I'm going to apply it. It's like icing on the cake now. So you can see that I'm making a boundary here on the outer edges, because on the outer edges it is a drizzy mold. It has crystal formation on the outside. So I just want to make sure that the silicone reaches all the nooks and crannies. So first 2 layers are critical. You have to apply it so that it reaches all the areas. So just take your time, but not too much because it's going to start curing. I'm really excited to make a mold this way, first time in my life. I have never made a mold out of latex like this, applying layers and layers, but people have done that. So it did took me some time because I was working with the silicone now for its full time of curing, because I don't want to waste any of the silicone. So that's the silicone that was going on the sides. I was just pulling it off and just keeping it back onto the coaster, applying, reapplying, reapplying. And meanwhile, it was curing also. So it is a very budget friendly way of making a mold. So meanwhile I was making the mold, I didn't know how this turned out, but I am telling you now because I have make the mold. It is a very budget friendly way of making this coaster mold. If I have made it with silicone, I would have used a lot of silicone. So this is after 10 to 15 minutes, it was cured. Now it's going to be the third layer. So you can see it is a very thin layer on the sides. I tried to save my silicone as much as possible, and I'm just showing you that it has been cured. And now I'm putting the silicone on the top so that it levels itself. And here I'm just applying on the top and the edges, and I'm just going to go through the areas where I feel that there is very less silicone, Just make sure you make it thick so when you're doing the resin pouring, it do not affect your final results. Now you can see that I have mixed this, so it has started curing itself. You can see that it is becoming really thick. So I will be doing that now. I will be leveling it all around. And after putting the silicone, it is about to cure, and now I'm going to pull the edges and I'm going to put it upwards. So for the first layer, I didn't know how this works, but now after pouring a lot of layers, I know that it is working really well, and I am getting a bit of, you can say, expert in this one. So I think I have done around 4 layers for this. And you can see there is no mess on the sides. I tried my best. I'm saving the silicone. I did speed up the video, but I showed you the whole process by how I was doing it and how it started curing. So you have to know that. So this is after, you can say, 15 minutes. It is all cured now. Now I'm going to remove it from the, this is actually the baking paper where the residue gets off really easily, but this silicone was not coming off. So in the end, I had to cut it. So it's been all shaped, and now I'm going to remove the baking paper, but looks like that the baking paper is not going to come off. I'm going to rip from the center. So in this way, I will get the area where I'm going to remove the coaster out of the silicone here. And here we go. I'm going to start demolding this very carefully. And it is coming out of the mold. So here we go. It is out of the mold. I'm really happy about that. So now it's up to the final result. I'm going to pour the resin, but first I'm going to see the silicone mold if it has any sort of empty spaces, anything that will leak the resin, but I'm not so sure now. I have to check that. Now the moment of truth, fingers crossed. I'm going to pour a clear resin. I just simply mix resin and I'm going to pour this into the mold. And I was afraid there might be a little space and the resin is going to be oozing out, but fingers crossed. My fingers were crossed all the time. And very slowly I'm going to pour my resin. Just to add some extra touches, I'm using this cellophane paper. It is a aura film or the cellophane paper into the center. I'm just cutting it according to the size and I will be putting that into the center. Pouring the leftover resin, and I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day and we will see how this turns out. Super excited. So this is the next day and there is no leakage. Yay! So let's see how this turns out. And now slowly I'm going to demold it. So ladies and gentlemen, it is out of the mold now. Here we go. First I'm going to show you the mold. It is all in good condition, no damage at all. And now how we will see how this turns out. And here you can see it is, I have got all the details. It is a perfect way of making a mold. I'm really happy that this has worked and now I can save a lot onto the silicone by simply just brushing on the silicone onto the projects. Here I'm just showing you the close-ups and just showing you the original, how they are looking alike. So I'm really impressed by this product from JDiction, and Really, it really worked. Really happy about it. So that's it for today, and I hope you like today's project. It was really a fun and a new one. So I will link everything in my description if you like to treat yourself. So here I'm just showing you that how much of the product has been used. So more than half of the bottles have been used because it was a big coaster and a thick one. So yeah, but if I have would made it with the normal silicone, I have used a lot. So now let's see how this one turned out for the final look. So this is the final look of the coaster. It turned out really amazing. I really love the way of the crystal formation for this one. So if you want to see how this one is done, I will link the video above here, because this was done with the crystal drizzy that I made myself, and I put it into the coaster mold and then created this myself. So that's it for today, and I hope you liked today's project, and if you did, please do let me know in comments, and also please like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.